I mean, we're seeing some wild stuff happening in the industry now with regard to manufacturers who are putting out what is very obviously dangerous equipment and not taking responsibility for that. And they haven't even said a word. I'm not going to say the name. People that know, but it's irresponsible. And they haven't said a word. They haven't even acknowledged it yet.
Yeah.
And when I say yet, I don't think they're going to, because they've had every opportunity to do that. Yet the consumer is telling them it's fine. Why? Because they're one of their
He
guns.
wants to consume.
Yeah, one of those guns is the number one selling gun in the United States of America. Right alongside with the fact that they've every week we see this problem that's been going on. I don't know. This is not a fucking business in the world. Sorry, they could get away with that, right? Outside of this one, weirdly.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
I mean, you see the same like in the military industrial complex. I mean, the manufacturer you're talking about is also based there.
Yep.
I guess
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's the same. Like you've got black sheep there, and you can't get a black sheep a new chance, at least not in the foreseeable future. That's the thing. But this is what constantly happens. That's a big issue.
Yeah, I think it's a huge issue, and I think that going back to the responsibility piece, like that is what's going to bring the community together a little bit more, and them talking to the consumer, talking to the manufacturer, and again, voting with their dollar, telling them with their dollar, and just not accepting this. It doesn't mean you have to hate them, but there needs to be a responsibility. There's responsibility either.
Yeah, there needs to be an echo.
Yeah,
there needs to be an echo of consumers telling them, I'm not going to buy that. It's your business, but I'm not going to buy that shit.
Yeah, I can't. Like, it's so weird to me that no other business in the world, maybe the auto business, but even still, like, it's different because, like, let's just look at like an example, like Ford.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so if Ford put something out on the street that was that knowingly it was dangerous, they were having this issue.
Yeah.
And there were car accidents happening, right?
Still a stop selling.
Yeah, and it was still top. I don't think the American public would support that. I think they would say, you can't. We're not buying your product, and I think the government would get involved.
Yeah,
like just you cannot sell products that blow up in people's faces or the wheels fall off while they're driving down the street. This is not okay. That's the weird thing to me. So maybe the auto business even the auto business couldn't get away with this.
No,
it's wild.
I think in this case it's also because what we're in is still a niche industry in some kind of way, and also the media would never care for the average gun customer, for the average car driver. Yes, because it affects everyone. Some
part of
kind
the infrastructure.
Yeah, and also the average gun buyer is a consumer first and foremost. And we see so many people just wanting the newest stuff or the hottest stuff, not considering where it's from. And I'm not even talking about stuff like Holosun or something being made in China. I mean, they're open about that. It's not a secret. Yeah. But there have been so many incidents of, for example, manufacturers not telling about something
that they get their stuff from China. Yeah.
And being named, I'm just making up a name, American rival manufacturers.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a big issue.
Yeah, I think it is too, because again, if you're gonna, I guess the question is like, what kind of an American are you? In terms of, that's a slippery slope, right? With regard to I'm not going to buy anything from China, really?
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to buy anything from overseas, specifically China, because all those comments that I see you writing that on, that device was made there. Like that bothers me. Going back to Holosun, I initially that was a concern. But
I love this stuff.
But so that's the thing. You know what though? It's proven out. I love what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're disrupting the industry.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think the other guys that have been doing it for so long. I mean, when you look at those other manufacturers have been doing it for so long, and they've had their issues, right? And they haven't really had to innovate. and they haven't had to stay on top of their game.
Yeah.
Now a company like Holliston comes along and they're going, yeah, our stuff's made in China, but you know what?
We are throwing out 3 products this year. Simple as that. And next year we'll throw out another 3 products.
And we're going to keep doing this, and people are going to keep buying them.
Yeah.
And again, that will eventually catch up in terms of taking market share. Yeah.
And those optics, they're getting a lot of more rugged, and even like
they're figuring it out.
The 508 or 509T or whatever, they are damn rugged.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I don't have any, but I will.
Yeah.
I will after this show. We went by that booth the other day. But, I walked into that booth last year.
Yeah.
And they had 2 booths here last year.
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, so think about that. Like, SHOT Show's a big deal, right? And, some of these booths are massive. You think about, I've already mentioned the aforementioned Daniel Defense and things like that. When you go down there, some of these major companies have these, outrageous booths. They're impressive, right? They're impressive. It costs companies a lot of money to
they
do
don't
this.
Like, I've talked to a few that I know personally, and they said, like, we don't compensate that in one SHOT Show by the sales generated there.
Yeah.
It's about being seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no return on investment there, right?
Yeah.
But my point is, going back to Holliston, they're all in.